Like, what if we're wrong about the price? What if it doesn't go to 35 or $40 or
Right.
$28? What if it only stays at $18?
Everybody, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I am so excited that I have Andy Bowering, chairman of Apollo Silver Corp. Andy, how's everything going?
Well, really good, Stormy. Thanks. I'm thrilled to be here. Things are good.
And again, I want to thank you for your patience. For all of you that are watching this, I completely mixed up my days with Andy, and he was totally cool. He kind of let me off the hook here. So I appreciate you being so flexible with me.
No worries. We're all busy, my friend.
Well, you're busier than most. You were just telling me some of the companies that you are running, and my goodness, I teach seventh grade social studies, and I'm complaining about, having 120 students, but you are running multi-billion dollar. Just if you want to just share with everybody just some of the companies that you're involved with, it's just incredible that you even have the time to be on here with me.
Oh, founder, EVP, and major shareholder and Prime Mining, gold, silver explorer developer in Mexico, over a 500 million market cap. Founded it 3 years ago. American Lithium, over a 500 million market cap, 45,000 US shareholders, developing assets in Nevada and Peru. And those are two of them. They're both venture 50 companies. And
Yep.
company I founded a few years ago, Millennial Lithium, going through a big battle between the two big lithium giants out of China to take it over and outbidding each other. And
Holy cow.
so that's kind of exciting. Yeah, I'm with a good group. Success has many fathers. I got a really good group. I like to. I've done 9 deals over time. 5 of them have been bought out or had their assets bought out from them, or been bought out for their assets,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest still trade today. And there's a simple formula: it's put the right assets with the right people, the right shareholders, and the right business plan, and execute. And,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Very busy. Are you ever gonna like slow down? I mean, when's enough? It's you've got so
I
much
don't
on your
know.
plate.
I'm 62. I'm 62, but I have a 12-year-old that's in grade 6, and so he's got 5 or 6 more years of school, and I think that plus university. I think it's a good idea to lead by example. So I'll work
Sure.
until he's at least finished high school.
There you go. So
Yeah.
today, what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about silver, actually. Again, I really appreciate you taking the time. My channel, I talk a lot about silver and gold, and in the stacking niche. A lot of us here on YouTube, we believe in having precious metals, silver, gold, etc. And, while I do really like to lean towards stacking gold for my wealth preservation, I do own a lot of silver. I buy a lot of it and sell a lot of it so I could grow my stack. But, silver is something that a lot of us in this community find to be a really important metal to own. You are an expert. Why is silver so unique?
I don't know if I'm an expert, but I'll just say that silver, uh, it fits the precious metals category along with gold, but it has
Mm-hmm.
a big industrial demand. And if you believe in the thesis of the greening of the earth and us getting away from our reliance on fossil fuel, uh, you're going to need a lot more silver to green the economy and the energy revolution. It's used in photovoltaic solar panels. It's used in the manufacture of electric vehicles. It's used in a lot of components because it's so conductible and reflective, and it's got the right properties. Its industrial use is strong. Add to that a difficult supply side dynamic, as it's primarily used or primarily comes as a result of a byproduct from mining of most other metals, and copper, nickel, lead, zinc, even cobalt. That that There's an opportunity and I believe, and don't get me wrong, I run a gold exploration development company too, but I believe that there is a bright future for silver, and as a consequence of that, um, I'm going to build a silver company with my group.
And so it's obviously very safe to say that you're bullish on silver prices going forward.
Yeah, I think that, and forget not even just that industrial demand and all of its use there, but like we all buy insurance. We insure our health, we insure our cars, we insure our homes, we insure our dogs and everything that we do, we buy insurance for. And at the end of the day, if you don't make a claim and your life's normal, that money's gone anyway.
Right.
And so why not ensure your financial security by holding a little gold and silver somewhere in a safe spot?
Right.
Like, I totally believe in that. And so, yeah, so I think, and given the trajectory of that, of the money supply, of the price of everything out there, I think that silver and gold have some big upside ahead of them. I think we're early in the game.
So, and to kind of go with that thought of that we're early in the game, one of the things too is that the stats of silver above ground are relatively low. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, there seems to be a physical shortage of silver, and there has been, I don't know what it is, 15 out of the last 20 years. And so, there's, and I forget what the number is, but I think if you took all the silver mined over the history of time, it's still a cube that's not more than about 70 meters by a 70-meter cube. And it's just not a lot of the metal.
Right.
Um, and it's what's the people's money they call it. So it's affordable by a lot of people, and it's much more easily divisible than gold,
Yeah.
and so I like it a lot.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into it a little bit later, but in my space, in the exploration and development game, there are very few silver opportunities and few silver companies
Actually,
that
yeah,
you
that
can
actually
invest in.
that leads me to my next question. Because there are in the companies that I have interviewed, and I apologize for interrupting you, but I've done a lot of these interviews with other mining companies, and I don't think I can name any, maybe only one, that specializes really only in silver. And so you co-founded Apollo Silver. So what's the opportunity here?
Well, so I think it is the silver space. I think there's a future for it. I think that there's going to be a significant price appreciation in the commodity. And so therein is the opportunity. But the mining business and the exploration business is tough business. And so you've got to, when you take on a project or you're looking at taking over a project, you've got to consider, hey, can I make money at the 10-year average? Like, what if we're wrong about the price? What if it doesn't go to 35 or $40 or
Right.
$28? What if it only stays at $18? Can we make money at $18? And where can we deliver a big return to shareholders in that?
Right.
And so
Yeah.
those are the things.
Yeah, and when you were talking about the different companies that you're involved with and the companies that you founded, how rare is it to raise? I believe you talked about, some of the market cap for some of those companies. How rare is it to raise something in the ballpark of, like, let's say $50 million? And which institutions participated in this?
It doesn't happen that often. We raised $53 million this
Oh,
summer to
53.
launch
Okay.
53 to launch Apollo Silver. And well, one of the funds in it was Jupiter. They're a multi-billion-dollar fund out of the UK. I think they have a couple $1 billion allocated in the precious metal space. They're big operators. They liked what we were going to do, and so they came in as a pretty big shareholder. There are many other funds that joined us. We have a lot of strategic investors that came in from our previous dealings and our shareholders of our other companies, and so yeah, we're one of the few this year that's come out, a junior that's come out of the gate with such a large financing. And I think that has a lot to say about not just the assets, but about the management of this team.
So,
So,
so speaking about management, a lot of people who watch these interviews, they like to know who's, kind of running the show here. Who are the key people in Apollo Silver, and what are some of their previous successes?
so I sit as the chairman. Uh, Also on the board is a gentleman called Simon Clark, or named Simon Clark. Simon and I've worked together for over 20 years. We sold our last joint company, M2 Cobalt, sold that to Jerbois, who's building the Idaho Cobalt project right now. That was a 2.5 year, 3 year venture for us. That got sold. And then Simon came and joined me at American Lithium, but Simon sits on the board of Apollo Silver and helps dictate its policy. At the top of the management chain, got Tom Peregoodoff as the CEO. Tom's a geologist that spent 18 years with BHP
Mm-hmm.
and was head of their worldwide exploration team. And then he went and spent 7 years as a CEO in the Friedland organization. And the Robert Friedland organization has built some big successful companies. Have a look at Ivanhoe Mines, which is, I don't know, 6 or 7 billion market cap. And he's got a few other entities, but executives that come out of the Friedland organization are well heeled, they're well tested, they're bright people, they know how to get the job done, and they're also aware of how to deliver to shareholders. And so Tom leads the team. He's hired a group of individuals that are talented in exploration, in operations, and all the bits and pieces that you need all down the line, including CFO and your governance operators. And I would suggest people have a look at our website and look at the depth of the management and who we're building the team around. And I think that it gives you some confidence to see that there's a lot of experience in this group.
So you've got the people in place, which obviously is a major plus for people looking to invest in a great company. I'm curious because you talked about some of the other companies that you were involved with, and then you ended up selling. What is your business plan for Apollo?
Well, so we bought a couple of really good silver assets that are in the U.S. and because we bought them from somebody else, and all the work that was done on them happened in the 80s and the 90s. We need to make the resources compliant. And so that requires us doing a bunch of testing of the data, looking at some of the old exploration results, and then handing all that over to an independent to determine if the resources are current and if we can rely on them. What it really means in technical terms is taking these historic resources
Mm-hmm.
at Calico and converting them to 43-101 or current standards so that we can actually say that we have X ounces of silver. And once we do that, the market's going to take a lot more notice in us. Then you'll get, then that allows us to, from there, to build and see how much bigger they are. The assets we took on were, much of the drilling was ended in mineralization. There's areas along strike that can be drilled to expand the resources. There's areas between the two entities that we bought, or one that we've optioned and one that we bought, that we can do some exploration in between to determine whether the resources are capable of growing or not. And the upshot of all that is to develop a big silver inventory in the company.
Mm-hmm.
and take advantage of that vacuum between 200 million market cap and 1 billion market cap. There just aren't any silver companies in there. And then ultimately we'll look for somebody that's interested, and I don't want to throw names out there, but there are larger miners in the silver space that come and buy companies like us if we're successful in delivering a big enough resource with strong enough economics.
Makes sense. Absolutely. Those opportunities definitely are major game changers for sure. If you end up getting your company Apollo to that spot and you sell, are you going to start then yet another company? I mean, you've got so much on your plate when it's like.
Well, start to finish, most of these things take about 5 years. And if you're planning on becoming a miner yourself, it can take 10 years.
Sure.
Might even take 15, but I've found that so far in the 30 something years I've been in the space, that I can take on a project, build a team around it, develop the project, and get it moved to somebody else in about 5 years.
It's a really good turnaround time.
So
really good turnaround time. Five years goes by like that.
Well, it does. I mean, I guess it doesn't if you stare at the
Sure.
if you stare at the stock market every day in your investment and stuff like that. But yeah, it goes by pretty quick. I mean, it goes by fast. It really does.
I'm going to put all of your information down below for everybody to check out your company. Is there anything else you'd like to add prior to us signing off?
No, I would just suggest that, go have a look at our website, apollosilver.com. Look at who we are, look at the track records of the people, and then look at the financial strength of the company, and start to pay attention and watch what we do. And if we deliver on what we say we're going to do, I think the future's bright for us. So
Absolutely. Andy, I do again appreciate your time today. I'm looking forward to speaking with you again, see how far along you are in the process with everything at Apollo Silver Corp. And again, much appreciated for your time.
excellent. Thank you, Stormy. Keep stacking.
And I would like to quickly thank these elite channel supporters. And if you haven't already become a channel member, please check out the awesome perks and join today. With that, this is Empire Precious Metals. Until next time, long live the Empire.